Hi everybody, it's me Jill and welcome to Jill Informed. Today we are recapping The Real Housewives of New Jersey, Season 8, Episode 5, Not Over It. Someone named Jodi, who was at Siggy's party last week, goes over to Margaret's house to talk trash about Siggy, telling all about how she couldn't get over the cake thing and that she called silence everybody in a show of hands and all the crazy stuff I was telling you guys about. Except, I'm sorry, wasn't it Siggy's friend Jodi who was selling the affordable jewelry? Way to throw Siggy under the bus, Jodi, after she just did you a solid. Not cool, Jodi. Meanwhile, Teresa is still ragging on Melissa for every single little thing she does because she told her that she was too lenient with her kids. Then we have a scene with Teresa and her daughter Gia, who's 16 years old. They're shopping for bathing suits because, they're going to Puerto Rico. And they start having this conversation. Oh wait, at one point Teresa wants to have matching bathing suits. And she's like, remember when you were little and we had matching bathing suits? And they show this adorable picture of the two of them. So cute. Gia was a doll. So Teresa tells Gia something about how Melissa said that she was too easy on the kids. And Gia, 45-year-old Gia, says, I don't do anything wrong. And Teresa said, no, you don't. I told her you're such a good kid. And she is. She's a really good kid. And then Gia said, and Gabriella is a good kid too. And Melania is a good kid too, but she has no boundaries. She is wise beyond her years. And she says, she needs discipline. And Teresa said, she needs a lot of attention. And she goes, but you don't do anything. And then she's like, but, I'm not the mom. And Teresa said, well, yes, I do. I took her phone away. And Gia goes, but you gave it back to her the next day. And Teresa, gets all tongue-tied and everything. And Gia's telling her how, Dad was a lot harder on us. I think you're afraid to get us mad at you and then we won't like you. And then she said, I'm just trying to be the best mom I can be, and I hate to say no to you guys. And she said, well, that's nice, but that's not being a good mom. We need discipline. God. I love that kid. Also, I love Siggy's parents. I do not understand these family dynamics. You have these incredibly sane, normal, wise, even-tempered human beings. And then their daughter is off the rails cuckoo. Her parents are the sweetest. They're even helping her with Joshua. I just think he's getting fresh. Joshua's fresh. I love her. I still love Siggy. Then Siggy and Michael Campanelli go out to dinner for their anniversary, and why don't I like him? Why am I getting a weird kind of a smarmy vibe from this guy? I can't quite put my finger on it because I haven't witnessed anything exactly, but he seems misogynistic to me. Anyway, this episode ends with everybody going to the Gorga's restaurant, Joe Gorga's new restaurant, and he's having a tasting party because he's developing the menu. And I have to say, I do think that the dad seems happy. He's behind there cooking. He likes to cook, and so it is kind of a sweet thing that he did for his dad. Should have told Melissa before you bought it, but I do think that was kind of a sweet thing. And maybe it will be good for the dad. So all the ladies are coming. Siggy, Dolores, Danielle, Margaret, everybody's going to be there. So this is not going to go well. The actual tasting itself seems like it's going well, and that food looks good. And I do think it would be fun to go there sometime. All the ladies are there except Dolores, and things are getting heated already because there's back and forth between somebody's asking why is Dolores living with her ex-husband when she has a boyfriend, and Margaret's like, that's really none of our business. And Siggy was happy that Margaret was kind of sticking up for Dolores, and then a couple minutes later Danielle said to Teresa, do you believe me that Dolores said that? And Teresa's like, well, I mean, I don't know. And Margaret said, well, why would Danielle lie? And Siggy's all mad all over again because, well, Margaret had Dolores's back for about 2 minutes. I mean, Margaret is just saying what she thinks. Margaret wasn't trying to have Dolores's back. Margaret was just giving her opinion in both cases. Anyway, Dolores finally shows up and she and Siggy cannot stop talking trash about Margaret and Danielle. And the others they're not doing it back to them. But these two, honestly, Siggy is an instigator and something's going on with this woman. I do not know. We may be actually witnessing someone having a breakdown. I don't know. Even after Siggy and Margaret had that talk in the diner last week, Siggy says, you know what? I'm not over it. I'm just not over it. And then she says to Michael Campanelli, what happens with me once you're out? And Michael says, you're out. Okay. So apparently that means that there's nothing now that Margaret can ever do to get back in Siggy's good graces. I don't even know what Margaret did. What did Margaret do that the others didn't do? Margaret didn't even throw the cake. Then Margaret and Danielle, Teresa, Margaret, they all come over to their table. And Margaret's trying to talk to Siggy. And Siggy says, that's how I feel. And guess what? I'm not over it. And she sticks her tongue out. How old is Siggy? 50? Margaret goes, seriously? And Siggy's like, yes, seriously. And that's not where it ended with Siggy. She and Dolores get up in a big huff and they're gonna leave. And Margaret says something about like, this is crazy. And to Margaret's back, Siggy's walking away and Siggy comes back again and she's like shimmying in her face and to the back of Margaret's head. I can't really explain what's happening to Siggy. Like I said, we may be witnessing somebody in the middle of like a severe breakdown. And God love her, Dolores has Siggy's back no matter what. No matter what. Siggy can do no wrong. Siggy can be insane and Dolores is still right there with her. And Danielle, who doesn't want any drama, she is not one to stir the pot. As Dolores is walking out, so she really could just let Dolores leave, Danielle says, where's your boyfriend? So are you a couple now? Because she was there with Frank. And that got Dolores all riled up and it's just crazy. That's how this episode ends. I hope you enjoyed this recap. Please join me right back here every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Central Time for the next recap of The Real Housewives of New Jersey. Please subscribe if you haven't. If you liked this episode, please give me a big thumbs up. And don't forget to leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. And I'll see you next week. Bye.